Sorry. All right, so objective is to write and evaluate numerical expressions using the orders of operations. So that kind of tells you what we're going to do today. So, two groups are visiting the aquarium. There are 20 children in one group and 22 children in the other group. Along with the two group leaders, there are 5 additional adults between the two groups. If the cost per child is $9 and the total for both groups is $490, what is the cost per adult? So we're trying to find the unit rate. What is it going to be for one adult? So what will we need to do first? Any ideas? I'm going to underline my important information. So 20 kids, 22 children, and we know that the children are $9. So what can we do with that information? And we know that the total is $490. Nobody has any ideas? Well, I need to know what the total cost is for my students, right? So how many total students do we have?
We have at least 42
Yeah.
children.
And then how much does it cost for each child?
It costs at least $9.
Yep. So we're going to do 42 times 9.
And then we subtract the multiplication, the product to the 490.
Yep. So 42 times 9 is 378. So we're going to take, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it the numerical expression way, right? Because we did 42 times 9. So we get 490 minus 378, which gives me 112. And now what do I need to do? What other information do we have? 5.
The 5 additional goes along with 2 groups.
Plus the 2, right?
Yes.
So if we know there's $112 left over and we have 7 adults, how do I figure out what that unit rate is? Don't we divide to find unit rate?
Yes.
Yep. So 7 divided into 112. So 7 into 42 is?
6.
Yep.
I mean 6.
So that means each adult is $16. So now we're going to finish the expression up here. So I'm going to put divided by 7. Okay? I put this information in parentheses. Anybody guess why? Yeah, because I need to do this first to be able to get the answer and then divide by 7. So that is why I put it in parentheses. Good job. All right. Do I need to pause for a second so you guys can copy?
I'm ready.
All right, good. So let's move it up. So it says on the turn and talk, what if the aquarium gave both groups a 10% discount? What would the total cost be? So how do we find discount? We kind of did percents last chapter, right? So we would take that amount, so 10% over 100 equals, we don't know what 10% is, but we know that the whole is 490, right? So to get from here to here, I would have to multiply by 4.9, is that right? So I'm going to multiply 10 times 4.9. So X would be 49. Okay, remember, that is the discount. That is not the amount that we pay. So to figure out the amount we're going to pay is $490 minus 49. So when I subtract, I get $441. So that is what the total cost would be. $441 with that discount. Okay? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, moving on. All right, so we're going to talk about terms and factors and orders of operations. So a numerical expression is an expression that contains only numbers and operations. 7 plus 8 times 2 squared, 25 minus 16 plus 9 are examples of numerical expressions. Okay? The part of an expression that are added and subtracted are called terms. So we're going to look at A through D. How many terms does the expression 14 plus 9 have? So how many terms? Yep. So 2 terms. And what are my terms?
14 and 9.
Yep, 14 and 9. Okay? How many terms does B have?
3.
3. And what are those terms?
6, 20, and 9.
Yep, 6, 20, and negative 9. Alright? C is a little tricky. Because remember, a term is only being added or subtracted. So it says the expression 25 plus 4 times 5 has how many terms?
2.
It has 2, correct. And what are those terms?
25 and 20.
Okay, so instead of writing 20, we're just going to write the product of 4 and 5 as the term. So the term would still be 4 times 5. Okay? And it is because they are the sum of those expressions. So we're adding 25 plus that together. All right. So now we're going to talk about factors. So it says the expression 4 times 5 has 2 factors. Okay, so when we multiply or divide, they're considered factors. So my factors would be what? Four and 5, right? So those would be my 2 factors. And the reason why is because they are the product of those expressions. All right, so what about D?
It has two terms.
Uh-huh.
7 over 10 and 11 over 20.
Yep. So 2 terms. 7 over 10 and 11 over 20. And why is it? Because it is the, right? We're going to call it the difference of those expressions. So D is a tricky one too, because it has both factors and terms. So the expression 7 divided by 10 is also, so we could either call it a factor or we can call it a quotient, because it's 7 divided by 10. And the reason why is because, as I just said, it's 7 divided by 10. Okay, so that's why I said that one was a little tricky, because it's both. All right. Any questions on that one? No? All right, let's move it up. So now we're going to write, so we're going to take words and we're going to write expressions. So how can you write a numerical expression to represent a phrase? Consider the phrase, the product of 7 and the sum of 5 and 4. So we're going to work on this piece first. So the sum of 5 and 4 means we do what? Add, yep. So this would be 5 plus 4. And then the second piece would be the product of 7. So what am I going to need to do with that 5 and 4? Multiply it by what?
Multiply it by 7.
Yeah, that's what the product means. So 7 times 5 plus 4. Okay? All right. The square of the difference of 9 and 3. So how would I write the first part? Or the second part, really, right?
9 minus 3.
Yep. All right, and so what does this word mean? What are we going to do with that 9 minus 3?
You're going to subtract, you're going to multiply it by square.
So what does that mean? What did we learn? What number is that?
2.
Yep. So 9 minus 3 to the power of 2, or what we call square. So that's how you would write that. All right. Who can explain to me what is the difference between this and this?
First of all, 2 to the power of 3 just means 2 3 times. And 2 with the 3 next to it in parentheses means 2 times 3.
Yep. So this means times, which is 6. And this means multiply by itself, right? And this one would give me 8. So that is the difference. They are 2 different values. Awesome. Questions on this page? No? All right, let's move to the step it out. So I'm going to do a couple of these, and then I'm going to let you do C and number 4. All right, so the order of operations. So the only thing that's new for 6th grade is this piece right here. Now, I know that maybe some of your 5th grade teachers taught you exponents, and that's okay, but the new standard for 6th grade is exponents, okay? All right, So when we are looking at this, all we're doing is explaining how did they get from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here. So they told us the first one. So the first thing they did was evaluate the exponent. So they did 3 to the third power. So 3 times 3 times 3. And they told us it was 27. All right, so to move from here to here, what did we do?
Multiply.
Yep, we multiply. So we multiply the 12 and the 2. Okay, so to get from 27 to 24, what do we do?
You add.
Yep, so we add the 27 plus the 24. All right, what about B? So get from here to here, what did we do?
So subtract 15 by 7.
Yep, so we did the parentheses, right? So PARENTHESES, and the parentheses are 15 minus 6. All right, now what? How did we get to the next step?
And then you do,
Go ahead, Kaylee. Callie.
They evaluated the exponent.
Yep. So we evaluated the exponent. So from here to here, two squared. All right. Now what?
then you divide 72.
Yep. So divide 72 divided by 9. Now what?
And then you add it here. Then you multiply 3 times 4.
Yep. Multiply 3 times 4. And then what's the last one?
You add 8 plus 12.
Yep. Okay? All right. So that is what you are going to do on C. You're going to finish that one out. Okay? So let's do about 3 minutes on C. And then we'll check it and then move to the next one. Okay? So 3 minutes. All right. So anybody want to help me on this one? Nobody wants?
I'll do it.
Okay.
So first you do the parentheses.
Okay.
First parentheses is 5 plus 2. People have to do their child art project because it's...
Okay, so 5 plus 2, yep.
Is 7.
And then what do we do next?
And since there's exponent on the top, that's 7 plus... not 7. 7 2 times.
Yep. That gives me 49.
Yes.
Okay, so from here to here, what do we do?
Make sure you're doing your own and your project. 15 by 32.
Yep. Okay, then what?
And then you add 6 plus 49.
We're going to subtract it. No, not the next step. The next step would be this piece right here, right? So subtract, which gives me this. Then we do what?
And then you add...
Yep, 41 and 49.
Plus 49.
Yep, absolutely. All right, good. Any questions on that one? All right. Move on to number 4. Move on to number 4 and see if you can do that one, okay? All right. So anybody want to help me with this one? No?
I'll try to do this one because this one was a little confusing to me.
Okay.
So there are 10 dogs in one building and 14 dogs in another building. The price of a dog bed is $12. So the numerical expression might be 14 plus 10.
Yeah.
And then the 12 is on the outside of the parentheses.
Correct. Okay, so how many terms do I have?
You have 3 times, but in the parentheses there are 2.
Okay, so only the parentheses counts as terms because those are the only thing being added. So my terms would be 14 and 10. Okay? All right, so then what is the first step for evaluating?
You add the 14. You add 14 and 10.
Yep, so add the 14 and the 10, and that gives me what, 24?
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the next step?
And then you multiply 12 by 20.
Yep. And then, does it ask me to solve it yet? Nope. All right, so now we're going to use the distributive property. So this will give me 288, right? So hopefully with the distributive property, we should get the same thing. So distribute means 12 times 10, which is what?
120.
Yep. And then 12 times 14. And that gives me what? 8 and 2, 4 and 1. So 8, 6, 168. So then 120 plus 168 should be $288. So as you can see, we should get the same amount. So the cost of the beds, we already said it a couple times, is $288. All right, good. All right, move on to the check understanding. Move on to the check understanding. Okay, I'm going to give you, what do we have, about 9 minutes? No, we have about 17 minutes. So I'm going to give you 9 minutes to work on that one. So we can come back and check it, okay? Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Yeah. fourth period. So 7th grade lunch.
You're just saving me from having to go.
Oh,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you. My tokens. Well, you'll have it. They have a Jingle Jam runner. Oh yeah, I did have 2 this time. Yep. I was like, huh? Yes. Bye.
Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
All right. So Sierra is the only one missing. Oh, what was that? Is she?
I think she's still at the shop.
Ah.
Have a great day.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
I'm not gonna feed you tomorrow.
Oh, all right. So weird. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right, are we ready? All right, anybody want to help me with these?
I can help you with 3.
Okay. What about number 1, anybody? All right, so how many terms do we have in number 1? So we have 1 and we have 2. So we have 2 terms, and then those are 20 and 4 squared divided by 2. So those are the terms. Okay, so it says also identify the quotient. So the quotient is 4 squared divided by 2. So that is what the quotient is. Okay, write a numerical expression to represent the phrase, the quotient of 12 and the product. So you could have written it as 12 divided by 4 times 5, or you could have written it as a fraction, like that. So either one. All right, Clementine, what did you get for the last one?
Okay, so first I added 9 plus 7.
Yep. Which is what?
Equals 16.
Yep.
And then
I'm just rewriting it.
okay, and then I multiplied the 4 by 16.
Okay.
I'm putting down what the requirements are for
So what is that, 64?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then I added the 64 plus right here. Wait, 8. Well, then I have to take the exponent.
Yep.
At 8, and that's 8. And that's 2 8s. And that's 8 times 8. 8 times 8 is. You just owe me the project, and the project is this right 64.
Here. Yeah.
So 2 paragraphs. You have to put the picture that you 64 is 128. Street art or chalk art. Talk about the analysis of it. And then that's 121.
Yes. All right. So 121 is the answer. All right. So guys, this one's a little different because usually it's parentheses and then exponents. But even though she didn't do the exponent second, it still did not change the problem. Okay? So just keep that in mind that the exponent, if this was being divided by something, we would need to do the exponent first. But she ended up with the right answer, which is 121. All right. So with that said, if you would like to get started on your own, you are more than welcome. We are going to do numbers 4 through 16. Okay?
Okay.
So then tomorrow will depend on how many people show up in my first period class. So you kind of just, if you don't want to get started on it today, you don't have to.